Well, I thought I'd get ahead a little bit, so I took the legs off the table. One of the three had actually lost the felt that was on it. I think it was this one. And then, thinking I'd be smart and get ahead, I got out this cutting board that my mom has. It's been around since, oh, I was a teenager. And I used it to mark the felt. I used a chisel tip Sharpie. Did not realize that it would go through the felt, and I went over a few times here, the longer ones. Uh, and it's actually kind of funny. Proves you never say never. I was just talking to my mom last week and said, I never use your paper towels. Well, to get these off, they were really black, and now they just lighter speckles. I started off with some isopropyl alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and paper towels. That did a pretty good job. Then I took a stainless steel scrubby and scrubbed it. These are actually burn marks from pans being set on it. Then, because it was still speckled, I thought I'd try some Clorox. And the bleach didn't actually do any more than what the alcohol had already done, or at least to me it didn't appear to. But I did prove myself wrong. Never say never. I'm going to wait for it to cool off a bit. We're still in the sun. I'm going to wait for it to cool off a little bit and get back to this. I did cut the felt. I used a carpet knife to do it. I cut squares instead of circles for the table legs. I'll trim those after. And I cut a little bit bigger. The chair legs are just over an inch, about an inch and a 32nd by an inch and 3/4, and I cut them an inch and a half by 2, I believe. And I cut 32 even though I only need 24. But I'm gonna, when it cools off, I'm gonna clean the adhesive here, and then I'll start looking at gluing the felt on. I did find my tools. I'll bring them out later and just show what all I've been using so far and what I'm going to continue to use. Until later, when it cools off. After looking at this felt and the fact that you can see light through it, it's fairly thin. I did a search online. Two's enough. These chicken tenders are absolutely amazing. One of them's already gone, but look at that, how juicy that is. This breading is absolutely phenomenal. It's going. I don't know if that's showing how the glisten from how tender these are and juicy, but they are great. This is my dinner. I need to get back out, and I'm working on the chair legs. I had to run to Joann's to get some more felt, but Ernie's chicken tenders are awesome. I'm not sure how much more I'm going to get done tonight. I actually just spent 2 hours in the car and ran over to Joann's Crafts. They had two different felts. This is the premium. I got a half yard of each. That's 196 grams for a half yard at 72 inches wide. This is another half yard at 72 inches wide. That's only 154, so that's 42 grams lighter. So the dark brown is a heavier felt. I wasn't sure. I felt it, I looked at it. I thought it was, but it wasn't. But I got them both. I'm going to definitely go with the dark brown since it's the heavier weight. Joann's. But I'm going to put stuff away. I'm going to use the scissors this time instead of the knife, the straight edge, or the carpet knife, excuse me. And I'm going to kind of rush it. I have more than enough. I was worried before. I only had two 8x12 sheets to play with, so I was a little concerned if I'd have enough felt to go for the full project. With the half yard, 18 inches by 72 inches, I've definitely got enough. However, like I said, I don't think I'm going to get much done. It is getting dark. I was going to cut the felt tonight, and then I remembered that the sander was out. I think I'm going to work on the table legs, and then I can just put the sander away and we can get on the felt tomorrow. I actually made a terrible cut just to show the example. I guess it's not too bad, but still not great. But I'm going to work on these next and try to get them cleaned up so I can get to all of it tomorrow. The trip to Joann's Fabric and Crafts took longer than I expected. So have to do what I can. Just reposition the camera there a bit. Part of the trip, when I was at Joann's, they actually mentioned some nail-on felt, and it's basically just a plastic that you nail on and then you self-adhesive felt. But they said to try Ace Hardware, so I was like, well, that's on the way. So on the way home I stopped there. Actually talked to somebody that I've talked to several times there and never got their name. They have a YouTube channel. I'll have to get the name of it and link to it sometime. And we talked about YouTube. While I was looking at he was showing me those pads. I'm racing daylight again tonight, and I'm really going too fast, I think. Last night I took my time and I still brought up a blister, but tonight I'm rushing and I'm actually thinking I'm being unsafe and I'm going to cut myself. Don't want to do that. I don't know if it's the heat or what, but for some reason running the sander over seems to loosen the adhesive, so it makes it easier to get it off. Maybe it's just the friction and the motion. Something. Not sure. Whatever it is, it does make it easier. I've noticed it works better if you do just one at a time, so I'm trying that. Yesterday I learned that running the camera almost non-stop heats it up and it uses the batteries up faster. So I'm slowing down a little bit today. Also ran out of water, so I had to go get some more. Wanted to show something. The reason why I wasn't real happy with this felt, as you can see, it's holding together, but I can almost tear it, and I wasn't real happy with it. That's why I spent 2 hours researching where to find it and running over to Joann's, and 30 miles. See the difference that makes running the sander over it? The adhesive just peels right off. I don't know what it does, but somehow it alters the chemical composition and makes all the difference. I'd be willing to bet that Cody from Cody's Lab would probably know why that does that. I bought more than enough of this, so I'm going to just, for the video, okay, it still pulls, but it doesn't, get thin like this does. I didn't pull the end here. You can see the thickness, the difference. There's an obvious, even with it getting dark, this one's still showing through, but there's a definite difference in these. I'm gonna clean up, call it a night. First things first, gotta clean the knife. Well, no, first things first, need more water. I'm gonna go in and clean the knife, then I'm gonna come out. There are lights out here, they're motion sense. So I can at least get everything put away. But I'm gonna go clean the knife and call it a night. If you like, please thumbs up, subscribe, and I'd greatly appreciate any shares. Thank you. Stay happy. Just somewhat of an afterthought while I pack up. When I house sit for my mom, my desk is the dining room table. The fact that I'm doing this makes it so the dining room table is non-existent, at least for tonight and probably tomorrow. So I'm set up on a TV tray for doing my editing tonight. It's gonna be interesting. I'll still get it done.